Hello YouTube, this is TheKillerNacho again, and I have a match here with MrZnoopie. I hope I pronounced that right, probably not though, but he is a YouTuber. I'll leave the link to his channel in the description, so let's get started. Alright, so I lead with Rage, which is a new Pokemon I was just trying out. This is a choice band, Infernape, and I really like it. Even though Infernape isn't like my favorite Pokemon ever, it's still a pretty nice set. So I just go for the U-turn. He leads with Gligar, and I really don't know what the advantages of using that over Gliscor is, but maybe he just likes being different. I don't know. Maybe there is an advantage to using Gligar. I'm not really aware of it. So anyway, he's going to go for a Rock Polish to raise his speed and just switch out with Baton Pass. I just go for Waterfall, trying to damage Gligar, but it ends up being a pretty nice play for me because he ends up going out into Nidoking, and I just go for the Waterfall, and that will take him out, one-hit KO, so that it was great for me. So now he goes back into Gligar, and I kind of don't want him to, like, you know, set up again, so I'm going to go for a Taunt and then set up a Dragon Dance. It's a pretty nice play for me because now he basically has to switch because that Gligar really only was able to set up, I think. So it's a baton passing lead Gligar, which is kind of cool, but yeah, Taunt stops that pretty darn fast. So anyway, he goes out into Celebi now, and I'm thinking, you know what, I already showed the Taunt, he'd probably predict it and just hit me, but he ends up going for the T-Wave, so it was a great prediction for him, and I get the Paralyze, and then I miss Stone Edge twice, and I was pretty mad about that, just because Stone Edge is a neutral move, and at +1 attack, you know, it's still going to do quite a lot to Celebi, and then I get Parahack, so I missed 3 times with Stone Edge, basically, and I'm going to get taken out to a +4 freaking Psychic because he gets 2 Nasty Plots off, so I was not happy. I'm not going to lie, that made me pretty angry. But I am faster with my Infernape because Infernape is faster than Celebi, so I'm just going to go for a Flare Blitz because I know I can just cripple anything he goes into with it. He ends up going back into Gligar, and I get a crit. I don't really know if it mattered. It is a choice band freaking Flare Blitz, so it was still really powerful either way, but if it does matter, then I don't really feel too bad about it because of all that Stone Edge shenanigans. Whatever, so he goes out into, Feraligatr. I go out into Ferrothorn because I know I can resist water, and I'm not really afraid of a +1 Earthquake and Ice Beam, and I know that I can do a lot of damage with Power Whip. He ends up goes into Terrakion, and I go for the Power Whip and miss, so I'm like, what the heck? I've missed like 5 times, sorry, I think I missed 3 times in this battle and got that Parahack, so I am not happy. I go out into my Spiritomb, and this is a set I like a lot. It's just an harasser set. It's a nice wall. I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and he goes for a close combat on me, so now he has to switch, and I go for the Will-O-Wisp. He ends up going into Celebi, which is the worst thing he could have gone into, honestly. If it was any of the other 2 Pokemon he has left, I think Scizor and Feraligatr, that would have crippled it, but whatever. I still get the consistent damage on Celebi. So I'm going to go for the Taunt, and so he can't, you know, set up with a Nasty Plot, and I'm just going to go for a Sucker Punch, thinking that it'll attack me, and, you know, his super effective Sucker Punch ought to do decent damage. He ends up switching, so that's a pretty nice play for me. He goes for the T-Wave also, so I'm paralyzed, but that really doesn't hurt this Spiritomb at all. Anyway, I go for the Will-O-Wisp now on the Feraligatr, and I was kind of confused why he went into it here, because he already knew I had Will-O-Wisp, and he ends up having the Lumberry, which is a pretty nice play. And now he goes for the Dragon Dance again, I guess hoping for either the Paralysis or miss, and I don't, so that was kind of nice, considering, you know, all those misses I got earlier in the battle, so I do get the thing Will-O-Wisp, and it's not nearly as scary now with that, burn. So I thought he'd attack me. I go for the Sucker Punch, and he ends up not attacking me and just go for another Dragon Dance. So I think this thing's actually still above its normal attack after 4 Dragon Dances. I am going to taunt it this turn, but it already does have some... I think, yeah, because burn halves, and +4, I think he got 4 Dragon Dances. That'll triple it. So, he still has, I think, 50% more attack than he normally does, so it's still pretty scary at this point. He goes for the Waterfall, but thanks to the bulk I have on my Spiritomb, it is going to be a 2-hit KO. Unfortunately for me, my Sucker Punch didn't really do as much as I was thinking it would. I just have to hope that I 2-hit KO it here, and I don't, which kind of sucks because I lose my Spiritomb, which is my last fighting resistance on this team. Kind of an error. I did have 2 fighting resistances, Spiritomb and Gyarados, but that's really going to hurt me later. I can feel it. So anyway, he goes back into Celebi, which is a pretty nice play for me because I go out into Infernape. I'm just going to go for U-turn to see what he switches into. He ends up staying in, so that was great for me because U-turn is X4 effective, being a bug move against a Celebi, and even though it's not very powerful, a choice band U-turn will take out the Celebi, and that was awesome. So I'm going to go out into Date Rape my Breloom, and he's going to go into Terrakion, and I know he's probably going to outspeed me, but I decide to stay in, see what he's going to do, and go for a Spore. He ends up going for Close Combat, and that will KO, so that's not great for me, and at this point, I'm heavily fearing that this thing is Choice Scarf, because if it's Scarf, it's going to sweep the rest of my team. I just have to hope it's not. I go out into Infernape, and I do outspeed in Close Combat, so that was awesome for me. I was so afraid this thing was Scarfed, but it was not, so that was one of the reasons I was afraid of losing my Spiritomb and stuff, because I really was afraid of this Terrakion, but it's not Scarfed, so I am able to outspeed and kill it with my Infernape. He actually said it was also banded, so, choice banded, so, I am faster. Anyway, his last Pokemon is Scizor. I thought he'd Bullet Punch me. I decided to go for the Close Combat because I know I can finish off with Houndoom anyway. He ends up just going for Brick Breaks, which will kill me after, like, -2 defense, obviously. And I just go out into my Houndoom for the win. And Houndoom is an awesome Pokemon. I kind of want to use it more. It just kind of got to finish off this battle, not really doing a whole lot. He does have the Aqua Berry, kind of funny, but yeah, it's not going to save him with that low health, obviously. But still, fun match, MrZnoopie. Snoopy, I don't know. It was a fun match. Make sure you check out his channel, link in the description. And yeah, today's question of the day, let me think. What was your favorite hidden legendary of all time? And I say hidden legendary, I mean a Pokemon that isn't actually catchable in the game. It's one of those Pokemon that you can only really get through a event. Most of the time they have base speeds of 100 across the board, like Mew, Celebi, Manaphy, those guys. My favorite is and always was Mew. I've always loved Mew. Being an old school gamer like myself, I was fascinated with Mew, trying to capture it. That's really one of the best things about Red, Blue, Yellow, because when it first came out, there was all these rumors about a 151st Pokemon, and obviously the internet was young. There wasn't a lot of ROM hacking, so it was actually it was really mysterious, I guess you could call it. And Mew just always had that kind of lore for me, like it's like a real legend, as opposed to Pokemon that are legend by name only. But yeah, leave a comment about your favorite hidden legendary in ever, really. And see you guys next time. Alright, peace out.